Hey there! You might be surprised that strokes don't always strike out of the blue. There are some incredible signs that your body gives you weeks in advance. Yep, that's right. Your body could be sending you warning signals, and it's crucial to pay attention. So grab a comfy seat and let's dive into the unbelievable signs that can help you stay ahead of the game when it comes to stroke awareness. Number 1. Sudden and unexplained headaches. So imagine you're going about your day and suddenly you get this really bad headache out of the blue. It's not like your usual headaches, and it feels like a thunderstorm inside your head. Well, that could be a sign that something is not right. You see, a stroke happens when there's a problem with the blood supply to your brain. We've got two kinds of strokes, ischemic and hemorrhagic ones. Ischemic strokes occur when a blood vessel in your brain gets blocked, while hemorrhagic strokes happen when a blood vessel bursts. Both can lead to serious damage to your brain, and they're pretty scary. Now here's the connection to those sudden headaches. When blood flow is blocked or there is bleeding in your brain, it can increase the pressure inside your skull. This increased pressure is what can cause a sudden and severe headache. But the tricky part is not everyone who gets a headache is having a stroke, so don't panic right away. There are other reasons for sudden headaches too, like sinus problems or stress. However, if you get a headache that's way more painful and intense than what you're used to, and it's combined with other strange symptoms like trouble speaking, numbness, or dizziness, that's a big red flag. Number 2, vision problems. Imagine you're looking at something and suddenly it gets all blurry, or you can't see properly. This can be one of those early signs that something's not quite right inside your head. Here's how it works. A stroke can mess with the blood flow in your brain. When that happens, your brain might have trouble sending and receiving signals related to your vision. So the things you see might get distorted or fuzzy. Another thing to watch out for is double vision. You might start seeing two of everything, and that's not a cool magic trick. It's a sign that your brain might be having a tough time coordinating your eyes. Also, some people experience sudden blindness in one eye. It's like a curtain coming down and blocking your sight. This could happen because of a type of stroke called retinal artery occlusion, where the blood flow to your eye is cut off. Now, if you notice any of these vision problems, don't brush them off as a small issue. They can be an early sign of a stroke, and it is important to pay attention. Number 3, numbness or tingling. When a stroke is lurking around, it messes with the normal blood flow in your brain. This disruption means that your brain cells might not get the nourishment they need, and that can cause all sorts of strange sensations. It's like the brain's way of telling you, hey, there's something off here. Now let's figure out why that numbness and tingling often sticks to just one side of the body. You see, the right side of your brain controls the left side of your body, and the left side of your brain controls the right side of your body. So if there is a stroke affecting one side of your brain, it can lead to sensations of numbness and tingling on the opposite side of your body. And it can affect not only your limbs, but also your face. You might notice that one side of your face droops or feels different from the other. Number 4, dizziness or loss of balance. This dizziness can happen because the part of your brain responsible for keeping you balanced and oriented in space is not getting enough blood. When this area is affected by a stroke, it can mess with your sense of balance and make you feel like the ground beneath your feet is shifting. Now, remember, not all dizziness is a sign of stroke. You might feel lightheaded due to other reasons, like dehydration or inner ear problems. But if you experience sudden, severe dizziness or loss of balance, especially when combined with other strange symptoms like difficulty speaking or numbness in your body, it's time to take it seriously. Your body is pretty good at giving you hints when something's wrong, and paying attention to these warning signs can make a big difference in stroke awareness. Number 5, difficulty speaking or understanding speech. So, you know how talking and understanding what people say is a big part of our daily lives, right? Well, when a stroke is getting ready to make an appearance, it can mess with this crucial skill. It can affect the parts of your brain responsible for language. These parts help you form words, put sentences together, and also help understand what others are saying. Now, when a stroke starts messing with these language centers, it can lead to problems like slurred speech, difficulty finding the right words, or even trouble pronouncing words correctly. You might sound like you're speaking in a different language, or your tongue is all twisted up. On the flip side, you could have difficulty understanding what others are saying. It's like they're speaking a foreign language, even if it's your language. Conversations might sound like gibberish, and you might feel lost and confused. This difficulty with speech and understanding can be pretty scary, and a clear signal that something's not right in your brain. We've made it halfway through our list, and we sincerely hope you've enjoyed it so far. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Hit the like button and ring the notification bell if you want to see more content like this. Let's move forward with the video. Number 6, severe fatigue. A stroke can mess with your brain's ability to regulate your body's energy levels. It's like a power outage in your control center, so you might feel an extreme, overwhelming tiredness, even when you have not been doing anything particularly exhausting. Now here's the unique twist to this sign. This fatigue can sneak up on you weeks before a stroke happens, and it's often overlooked or blamed on other things like stress, lack of sleep, or a busy schedule. But if you find yourself feeling more tired than usual, and it's not explained by your daily activities, it's time to pay attention. It's like you're constantly dragging yourself through the day and struggling to keep your eyes open. This persistent, severe fatigue could be a heads up from your body that something's not quite right in your brain. So don't dismiss it, and consider it as a potential warning sign to stay ahead of the game when it comes to stroke awareness. Number 7, sudden mood changes. When a stroke is brewing, it can stir up a storm of emotions inside you. It's like your brain's delicate balance is disrupted. You might go from feeling perfectly fine to suddenly being super irritable, anxious, or even sad for no apparent reason. In some cases, people experience an extreme lack of interest in things they used to enjoy. Hobbies, activities, or even social interactions that once brought you joy suddenly feel like a chore. The reason behind this mood swing is how the stroke affects your brain's emotional control center. Now, I know we all have our ups and downs, but if you notice these mood swings happening out of the blue, especially when they're combined with other signs we've talked about, like sudden headaches, vision problems, or difficulty speaking, it's time to sit up and pay attention. The key is recognizing that these mood changes are happening for no apparent reason. If something's bothering you in your life, that's a different story. Number 8, nausea and vomiting. You might be wondering why your stomach feels weird when there's an issue with your brain. Well, it's all connected in a tricky way. When a stroke is on the horizon, it can mess with how your brain normally works, including the part that manages your body's responses. It's like the brain's alarm system going off, and your stomach can be a part of that alert. And when that happens, it can lead to that not-so-fun sensation of nausea and vomiting. Yep, it's as if your stomach is going, "Whoa, something's up with the boss upstairs. You better send this sandwich back to where it came from." Sure, it's not the most pleasant experience, but think of it as your body's smoke alarm. It's trying to tell you that something's gone wonky in your brain HQ. So don't be too hard on your belly when it pulls this stunt. It's just looking out for you and making sure you're aware of any sneaky brain business going on. Number 9, difficulty swallowing. Strokes can affect different parts of the brain, and one of these areas is responsible for coordinating the muscles involved in swallowing. So here's the connection. When the brain's signals are disrupted, the muscles in your throat and esophagus may not work together as they should. This can lead to a condition called dysphagia, which is a fancy word for difficulty swallowing. Dysphagia can make you feel like your food is moving slowly or that it's going down the wrong pipe, which can be frightening and uncomfortable. Sometimes people might also experience regurgitation, where food or drink comes back up after swallowing. This is because the muscles that should keep things moving in the right direction are not doing their job properly. So if you notice difficulty swallowing, especially if it's a recurring problem and you can't explain it for other reasons like a sore throat or allergies, it's essential to consider it a possible early sign of a stroke. Number 10, memory problems. When a stroke is getting ready to make an appearance, it can affect the part of your brain that's in charge of memory and thinking. This area can get less blood flow, and when that happens, it can lead to memory issues and difficulty concentrating. Your memory might become unstable. You could forget things that you should remember easily, like your own phone number or where you put your keys. It can be frustrating and might feel like your brain's switched to a lower gear. But here's the twist. Memory problems can happen for various reasons, not just strokes. We all have our off days and moments when our brains don't cooperate. What's important is the sudden and unexplained nature of memory issues. If you notice that your memory has taken a significant hit, especially if combined with other symptoms, it's a signal to take action. Remember, these signs are not something to be taken lightly, but they're also not an automatic ticket to panic town. Many of these symptoms can have other causes, and we all have off days when our bodies don't feel quite right. However, if you notice these signs happening suddenly and combined with other strange symptoms we've talked about, it's time to sit up and pay attention. The key here is to listen to your body, trust your instincts, and don't dismiss these warning signals. Your body is pretty good at giving hints when something is wrong, and paying attention to these signs can make a big difference in stroke awareness. So stay aware, be proactive about your health, and remember that knowledge is power. Knowing these signs could mean the difference between taking action and preventing a stroke, or facing its potentially life-altering consequences. By doing so, you are not only keeping yourself safe, but also setting a great example for those who care about you. Do you find this video informative or helpful? Let us know in the comments section below. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on my future videos. Don't forget to like and share. Stay healthy!